Good morning, kids. Today we are going to start our new chapter, chapter 12, friction as a force. We already just learned about this friction in our previous video, and lots of examples we have already discussed in that previous video. But today we are going to start this chapter as according to our book. And today we will discuss all the terms which is given in this chapter, and that one is our last chapter, our book. Well, in this chapter we are mainly going to learn about friction, yes, as well as how to reduce the friction in our day-to-day life, and what is the uses of friction in our life, as well as harmful effects of friction. All these terms we are going to learn in this chapter. Okay. So, in the first 4 lines, the various of things written there, but the term just written there, contact force. Friction is a contact force. So, firstly we have to know about this. What is this contact force? There are really 2 types of forces. Contact force as well as the non-contact force. Contact. Name says contact. Whenever any object is in the contact to each other, and then only the force occurs, that one is known as contact force. As well as the non-contact force, mean by that when the objects are not in their own contact. That frictional force only applies when the 2 objects come into their own contact. Then only this frictional force applies. So that frictional force known as contact force, and the non-contact. What is the example for the non-contact force? Like magnetic force. Yes. Magnetic force. The magnet attracts any particles without their contact. They are quite far away from the magnet, and then that magnetic force applies, and that object attract towards the magnet. So that type of forces are known as non-contact force. Okay. So we can say that the frictional force is a contact force. After that, the first question arises: what is force of friction? Friction always applies on any moving object. The friction always applied in any moving object, and it will just try to slow down that object as well as completely stop this one. So we can say that type of force which is applied on any object, which just slows down any object as well as completely stop that object, is known as force of friction. Various of examples in our day-to-day life we are showing, like in your book. Various of examples given, like a book is just kept on the table, and when we move that book on the table, there is a force, frictional force occurs. That force is in the opposite direction of the movement, so that if we push that book, after some time that book stopped. So we can say that frictional force is in the opposite direction of the moving object. Only others. Okay. The several examples which is written in your book, like walk. All of you walk, na? All of you moving on the floors, because of the friction. But sometimes we are slip down, because that surface is quite very much smoother, so that we slip down, because there is a very less friction. And sometimes we have lots of problems to walk, because at that place the friction is very high also frictional force. And whenever you write on copy, whenever we write on this blackboard also, because of the friction, we are capable to write it down. As well as we can say, light up any matchbox. You rub the matchstick, rub on the matchbox, and then only the matchstick lighten up. So because of the friction, that matchstick lighten up. So several of examples in our day-to-day life we are experiencing of this friction. After that activity given, in that activity there is two girls sitting, and the same, both of them having the glass to their hand, and the single girl is just moving that car on the smoother surface. So that there, and they are also just showing there, the boys also just move that car on the smoother surface, we can say, on the smoother surface, as well as so that that car moves very easily on the smoother surface, right? But that girl moves that car on the rough surface, which is also shown here. That boy moved that car on the rough surface, and that one is quite problematic to move because of these surfaces. That smoother surface having a very reduced, very less friction, so that car moves very easily and very fastly, we can say. But that girl moves their car on the rough surface, and that one is quite problematic because there is a very high friction. So because of this, that friction opposes the movement of any object, so that car runs, and after some time it stops. Because the frictional force is opposite in the direction, because there is a very high friction, and the frictional force having the nature to slow down or stop any object. So because of the frictional force, because of the reduced friction, that car stops, but that one is move very faster. So this is the activity which is given in your book. Read out it very carefully, and read out the entire chapter obviously very carefully, and if you have any doubt, then ask to me in the online class. Okay? So this is some terms we are today. We discuss about this chapter. In our next video, we will discuss the further topics. Okay? Have a great day.